Good morning. I'm Daryl Crow, and it's a great day to learn something new. Each and every week, we answer our students' questions that they have on art. Because as you begin to study oil painting, as you begin to study art and begin to study acrylic painting, you have a lot of questions and you need a place to go where you can get the answers. And so we try to help out in that endeavor. I'm Daryl Crow, the art instructor, and helping me is
Joe Kaczynski.
Hi, Joe. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Daryl. How about yourself?
I'm not doing well at all.
Why is that?
Because I feel the pain these students have.
Well, they really got some pain this week. Where do you hear the questions?
Well, let's get started.
Sounds like a plan. First question's from Rudy Frzinski from Scotland. And he says, I watched with much interest your tips on sticking down contact paper onto canvases. Going further on this subject, how do you manage to cut out the oval shapes, etc., that are often used to make interesting borders? I've seen Bob Ross videos where he used contact paper with ovals and other shapes cut out that he stuck down on canvases. He then painted the subject and finished off by peeling off the contact paper to leave a beautiful picture inside a perfect oval. Bob's videos, however, never showed students how he prepared the precision cut shapes without unsightly jagged edges. My sister and I have tried cutting the nice of even shapes, but we always get the dreaded jaggy edges, which leaves horrible uneven borders when the contact paper is peeled away. Do you have any tips on how you prepare these nice even curves in your paintings? Best wishes again from Scotland, Rudy.
Well, thank you very much, Rudy. And there's a couple of things that I do, and I'll share them with you very, very quickly. First off, in order to get a nice oval, you need a perfect oval to begin with. And the one thing I like to do is either use another oval canvas as my master of the size that I'm going to use, or I have prepared a template made out of wood. I get a lot of people around me in the neighborhood who are very good with all kinds of tools, and so one of them kindly made a template for me. Let me show it to you. This is an oval canvas that I now use. I don't like my painting very well, so what I do is I just use it to draw for a 16 by 20 inch canvas, a center oval on the contact paper, and then I cut it out. But I use a very, very sharp, high quality scissors, and that really, really helps cut down on what I call the jaggeds. And as I mentioned, I had a gentleman in the neighborhood. By the way, his name was Joe, and he's not the same Joe. And he made this really nice round oval for me out of this wood template. So whenever I go anywhere to teach classes, I always take this with me because it's a lot thinner than a canvas, and it's just very easy to use, and students can't really abuse it. So this is what I use, and I have them in several different sizes. As far as cutting the edge is concerned, I use a scissors, and what I also use on occasion, if it's really super important that that edge be perfect, is I use an X-Acto knife. Now X-Acto also makes a nice mat. I like to show you the mat and set of knives that I use on this process. This one has a really big handle. This set is not very expensive at all, and in the US it runs about $18. But if you look up here, you have all kinds of blades that are rounded that will assist you as well. And then I like this as opposed, this is like a pencil, and this is like a screwdriver handle for grip. So whichever one you're more comfortable with. I tend to like this for cutting those shapes with the round because it really gives me a lot of leverage as I turn my hand. Now this is the mat. And I could go ahead and place my contact paper here, and then with a knife just follow right along the line. Now if you want to, you can leave the oval there, but I would draw the line and then cut along the line. That'll give you your smoothest cut. Now by placing the drafting template, which is curved to the exact angle against that black line, you assure yourself you're not going to go into the interior and you get the best possibility of a smooth cut. I find though that more practice with the scissors eliminates the need for this, especially if it's a very sharp and a very good quality scissors. Now there's one other aspect of this, and that is when you're done and after you've peeled that off, what you can do is take a dry, soft brush. And by soft, I mean something like a nylon or a badger, and wet it with the least little amount of odorless turpentine or odorless mineral spirits. I like mineral spirits. And very lightly go around the edges, and you have to constantly keep cleaning the paint off of there and retouching with just a small amount. Make sure your brush is always clean. And what you can do is that you can sharpen up those edges that you may have a little crooked, okay? Now if they're really crooked, that's a good spot to do something unusual. So let's say, for example, you're right next to a tree and you've got a jagged that you don't like and it really bothers you. Then paint the tree to go outside of the oval edge, and that gives your painting another dimension. So 2 things to remember in fixing it up. Use the dry, soft brush, and secondly is as you go through the edges, look for a way to make your painting even more unique by going outside the edges. Well, that pretty much wraps us up today. So I like to say, keep sending us your questions. Send them to Darryl@darrylcrow.com, and we'll send you a free gift as a result. And this is Joe Kosinski and myself saying, yes, you can paint.